Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to break down how a custom AI automation tool gets built from the ground up and how it can totally supercharge an already powerful creative platform.
I mean, just think about it for a second. An AI that can create entire videos from just a few words you type. It's not science fiction anymore. Tools like Google's Flow are making this a reality, letting creatives generate these incredible, high-fidelity images and videos from simple text prompts.
And you can see from these creations, everything from these surreal short films to wild visual experiments, the creative potential is just massive. It's a total playground.
But okay, here's the catch. What if you're working on a big project? What if you need to create, say, 1,000 different scenes? Manually typing in every single prompt one by one? That becomes a huge bottleneck. And that's the exact problem we're going to solve today.
All right, here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll get to know the creative studio itself. Then, we'll look at the blueprint for the automation bot. After that, we'll see how it's actually built, and finally, we'll see the whole thing in action.
Okay, so first things first. If you want to automate a tool, you've got to understand what makes it tick. So let's start at the beginning. What exactly is Google Flow?
Think of it like a single, giant, creative sandbox. It's a unified space built specifically for creative people to take an idea from their imagination and turn it into a real, polished story, all using Google's most powerful AI.
So you've got this awesome trio of features, right? You can create stuff from scratch, you can refine it, swapping out objects, moving the camera, and then you compose it all in one place. It gives you incredible control. But, and this is the big but, how do you do all of that at scale? So that's the big question. How do you solve that scaling problem? Well, this is where our solution comes in. A custom-built Chrome extension designed to automate that entire creation process.
And here it is. This is the blueprint for what's called the Prince Automation Extension. It's basically a little control panel that's designed to sit right on the page next to the Flow website, acting as a command center.
What's really amazing here is just how specific the plan was from the get-go. Look at this. They defined everything, the exact header color, the drop-down menus, what every single button does. Having that kind of clarity up front, that is absolutely crucial for building something that actually works.
And this is how it works under the hood. It's a pretty smart process, really. First, the bot has to find the right buttons and boxes on the web page. Then, it just loops through your script, feeding it in line by line. All the while, it's updating you with a progress bar. And when it's all done, it zips up all your results and downloads them for you. Pretty neat, huh?
So, you've got the idea, you've got the logic, but how do you actually turn that into working code? Well, let's pop the hood and take a look at the anatomy of a Chrome extension.
So when you look at the actual files that make up this extension, this is basically it. It really doesn't look like much, but don't let that fool you. Every single file here plays a critical role.
The easiest way to think about it is like a little team. The manifest.json file, that's the manager. It tells Chrome what the extension is and what permissions it needs. The panel.html, well, that's the face, the user interface you actually see and click on. And then the JavaScript files, switch.js and panel.js, those are the brains and the muscle, doing all the heavy lifting behind the scenes. Now, the whole thing is built on something called Manifest v3. That might sound super technical, but all you really need to know is that it's the latest set of rules from Google. Following these rules, make sure the extension is secure, it's efficient, and it won't break the next time Chrome has an update.
All right, the plan is set, the engine is built. Now for the fun part. Let's see how the Prince Automation extension actually performs in the real world.
And here we go. This is so cool to see. On the right, you've got our extension, and on the left, you can see it pushing a prompt right into the Google Flow website. The automation is officially up and running. And check this out. This part is really clever. See how selecting Nano Banana Pro in the extensions drop-down menu automatically changes the setting on the main site? It's that kind of seamless synchronization that makes the tool feel truly integrated.
But, automation isn't always magic. It can be tricky. Here you see an error. Prompt must be provided. This is a classic problem. It's what happens when the bot gets ahead of the website. It tries to send the next command before the site is ready. It's a perfect example of why building in robust timing and error handling is so important.
And really, it all comes down to this. This quote from the project notes just nails it. Every website's code is different. You have to inspect element to find the ID or class. There's just no one-size-fits-all solution. You have to become a digital detective, digging into a website's code to tell your bot exactly where to click and where to type. That's where the real skill comes in.
It really gets you thinking, doesn't it? When you see how a custom tool can just wipe out hundreds, maybe thousands of manual clicks, you start looking at every website a little differently. So I'll leave you with this question. What's that one repetitive, tedious task in your digital life that you wish you could just automate away?